Okay, this is our operational functionality demonstration of the Baron Blakeslee vapor degreaser. This has the robotic basket transfer assembly. It's not hooked up right now. It's this unit in the back here. You can see that the arm is here, the baskets. Here's the wiring for it. As you can see, all the wires are labeled with numbers. And just quickly going over to the side here, what you do is bring those wires in and connect through the top here, and then go ahead and bring them into the box. And all these are labeled and numbered, and you'll go ahead and put the wires accordingly in a proper slot here, depending on the number. I just want to show you, you will get some drawings, wiring diagrams, and there's a quick operations review. There's two filters for the two filter pumps and a light tower, which will be put up top here. Quickly showing you the tanks. You have your pre-clean here. And then your vapor degreasers here. And here's where you see the two coils. The lower one is your primary, the upper one is your vapor trap. There is a spray gun here. Now, in order for this to operate, this has to be at what they call vapor up, which means the solvent is boiling and the vapor is at the right temperature and level. And at that point, you'll be receiving a green light on your light indicator here, telling you that the system is ready to go. Vapor up sensor is on. Just want to point out a few of the pumps here. There's a pump in the back there. That's your pre-clean pump. With the filter up here. And then over here you have your degreaser filter pump. There's your pump and the filters up there. And then this pump here is for your spray. And again, you need the vapor up light on in order for that to operate. And you would use your foot switches right down here to turn on that pump, and you can use the spray at that point. Okay, so what I did here, this box was never hooked up. There's no hole in this box, so when you have your electrician hook up the box, he'll be able to put the wire through the box wherever you deem best suited for this setup. So what I did is I brought in a 3-phase 208 cable, put it into each one of these main contactor slots, and then the ground right here. And in order to power up and still have the box open for the demonstration, I'm going to use a wrench to go ahead and turn that on. I'll go ahead and do that. I want to point out too, you do have a cycle complete light in the front as well as an emergency stop. And here you can see that the system's initializing. And again, you have an emergency stop over here and the master power start switch. You see our main screen has come up. There's our on-off switch that'll operate that lever I used the wrench on. Right here is our temperature controller, a lot low easy zone. It's used for controlling the temperature of the solvent using a heater. As you can see here, here's the plate, 208 3-phase 15 amp full load. And you can see it also indicates what refrigerants you use in a primary, which is 134A, and then the vapor trap refrigerant is 404A. If you quickly look from the bottom here, here's a compressor down here. That's your vapor trap compressor. And then above here, you can't really see it that well, is your primary compressor. All right, we'll go through a few of the operational demonstrations of the various subsystems on here, the heaters and the compressors and so on, and how to operate the screen here, the flat screen. I just want to point out too that all these breakers need to be in the up position. And as you can see, our Micrologix 1400 is in power and run mode. All your inputs are up top, outputs on the bottom. Okay, so just want to point out, I'll leave the passcode here for maintenance and recipe mode. You'll need a passcode, and it's a 40309. Let's go ahead and go into the screen. We'll go into maintenance engineering mode, and here's where we're going to need that passcode. Again, it's 40309. Enter. And here it's going to show you various temperatures that are set. I have the primary chiller off right now, and the temperature is 75. I'm going to go ahead and turn on your vapor trap compressor, and we'll see that the coil is going to get cold. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. Oh, just one thing to point out, if you have an emergency stop pushed in, make sure they're out. And we're going to need to go ahead and hit the master power start. I must have gone out. There it is. Pull that out. And you'll have a green light here. And what's happening now is our compressor is turned on. And you'll see that the vapor trap coil will get cold. And while that's cooling down, I'm going to go ahead and show you that there's an alarm screen. You can look at the history. There's no alarm set here. If you need to clear any of them, you go ahead and hit clear all. And we'll go ahead and just exit that. Go back to main. There is a door operational button, and from here it says that the doors will open and close automatically when the hoist is hooked up and running, but we don't have it hooked up, so we'll go ahead and just operate them manually. And what you need to do is press and hold the button. Both doors are open. I'm going to go ahead and press and close the degreaser door and open it again. And so you got to hold the button in order for it to completely close. I'll go ahead and press and hold to open, and then I'll go ahead and do the same for the pre-clean. Go ahead and close the door and open. At this point you can see that the doors are working. I'll go back to main. Let's go back into the maintenance engineering screen of 40309. Enter. And you see how cold the coil has gotten already. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back into auto mode. And I'll go ahead and turn on the primary chiller. And you can hear that compressor turned on. So again, the two coils, as you can see, the frosted up one is the vapor trap. And then the lower one down here is your primary coil. And that compressor is on and running now. We'll go ahead and back up. You can see it's already down to 58. It's best to keep them both in auto mode. So I'll exit out of this screen. Oh, before I exit out, in order to show that we're heating, I'm going to go ahead and increase the pre-clean temperature to say 100 degrees. Do that, you go ahead and put the number in and enter. So now it's at 75 and it'll want to heat to 100 when I turn it on from the heat pump screen. So I'll go ahead and go back to the main. Here's our heat pump screen. And I don't want to keep these heaters on that long, but I'll just show you that the contactor is functional as I hit the start button. So you can see that the looks like contactor number 3. I'll go ahead and turn it on and off. So that'll allow you to heat up your pre-clean. Okay, I'll leave that off. I'll go ahead and do the same with the degreaser heat. Go ahead and hit the start. You can see that contactor C4 turns on, off. Again, I don't want to run the heaters for a very long time, so I'm just showing you that the contactor is working. And then finally we got pumps here, the pre-clean pump, which is the one in the back. I'll go ahead and hit start on that. You may hear it running. That pump is turned on. And I could turn that off. And then we have the degreaser filter pump, recirculator filter pump. We'll go ahead and hit start. You can hear that one running on the end. Now you can go ahead and enable the wand, but without having a vapor up sensor, that's not going to work. And again, to enable it, you would hit on, use the foot switch. As long as you have the green light up top, the vapor up, you'll be able to get that to spray. Alright, so I'll just leave that off for now. Go back to main. Manual hoist operation not hooked up, so we're not going to be able to show any demonstrations on that. Let's go back into the maintenance engineering screen of 40309. And you can see how cold the coils have gotten. It shows you that the compressors and chilling's working properly for both coils. I want to go ahead and set this heat back down to 75. Keep them both in auto. We'll go back to main, and I'll just show you some of the what the recipes look like on the recipe screen. So you have 8 recipes. If you want to edit one of them, you'll have to go ahead and hit the edit button. Again, it's 40309. Enter, and then from here you see recipe 1's on this side and recipe 2 on the right side. And if you need to change any parameters here, these are all just time sets here. So you go in and go ahead and put a number in. I'll just leave it at 5. Okay, so that's your recipe. Back to main. All right, that's our demonstration of the Blakeslee vapor degreaser.